I've been staring at my flaws too long, counting all the ways I got it wrong. But every scar's a line in my song. Yeah, I'm still here, still going strong. They say diamonds fall in fire. Pressure's how you climb higher. I'm the MVP, yeah, I'm on my way. Every step I take, I'm paving the play. No champions crowned without a fight.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. How is everybody doing this beautiful Thursday? How is everybody doing? Hey, Laura, I see you. She said, "What? I am here. I love it. I love the energy. The energy." Who else we got? Gabriella, how are you, beautiful? Sonia, how are you? Anthony, what's going on? Jacqueline, how are you? Felicia, it is so good to see so many of you in here. How is everybody feeling? Yvonne, what's going on, love? Grand Rising, everybody. Who is the MVP? I see these VIPs, but who is the MVP? Who is really showing up for themselves? Put those trophy emojis in the chat. For some of y'all, put MVP in all caps. Have y'all been macking? How are we feeling? This week is almost over. What has this experience been like for you? Put it in the chat. It is Thursday, y'all. Can you believe it? Thursday already. And I want everybody to simply just get present for a moment. Take it all in because sometimes things are moving so fast that we actually don't take in everything that's been going on. And I just want you for 1 second to be still and take in this moment. I want you to take in the environment that you're in. I want you to really, really take it in because it's going to be gone real quick. But right now, you have an opportunity. You have so many opportunities right now, but this opportunity right now is major. And I just want to ask each and every single last one of you, are you walking through that door of opportunity? What are you going to do with it? So many of us are literally surviving instead of thriving. If that's you, put that sunshine emoji in a chat. We just want to make it through the day. We've learned how to adjust to the struggles that we've been going through. We've normalized being stuck. That's not an option. I want you to understand something. It's not the room that you grew up in that defines you. It's not even the room that you currently live in. It's about the environment that you're in right now. It's about the room that you are in right now. This room is full of possibilities. Y'all are able to get ready to go to this bank. You are in a room of builders. You're in a room of transformation. I need everybody to put transformation in the chat in all caps. You are in a room where you are surrounded by like-minded individuals who are unlocking new levels. Put new level in the chat because this is about peace. Who needs peace right now? If that's you, take what you need. Put peace in the chat. It's about purpose. Who is all about purpose right now? If that's what you need right now, take it with you. Put purpose in the chat. And we all want that profit, don't we? We all want to take our life and scale to the next level so that we can have way more profit in our life. And so, listen, I am Sunshine. I am your leadership director. And because you chose this room, because you're in here getting ready to go to the bank, you are now in a room where you are in a safe space and mindset. Everything that you're looking for right now in your life, mindset is the key to your success. And I want you to put that in the chat. Mindset is the key to my success. And I'm moving right on out the way, y'all. You might want to tell your cousins they don't want to miss today. Jamal, I see you, King. What's going on? This is not the day to be missing or playing with. Mindset is everything. It's going to take you to the destination that you really want to be in. I hope you are all taking advantage of the opportunities that are being present to you. Don't you let this door close. I'm moving out the way, and I want everybody to put mindset in all caps because we are about to bring up the man of the hour. I don't know how y'all been feeling. Like I said, I'm blessed to be able to have him in my life on a regular basis, but I enjoy every single thing that he does to help us get our mindsets to the next level. Okay, so I need everybody. If you've been enjoying this, I need you to put mindset in all caps in the chat. And I want you to get ready to come off mute. And we're going to pour a lot of love and a lot of energy into not Smitty. Okay, not Smitty. Smitty's not here, y'all. Okay, mindset mogul. So whether he is King Crew, Coach Crew, Two Comma Crew, Sean Crewmay, the name is Sean Crewmay, and he is the one and the only mindset mogul. I need everybody to come off mute. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. I need to hear it. Let's go. Give it up for mindset mogul. Smitty's not here. Unmute, unmute, unmute. Let me see. Hold on. Let me help y'all out. There you go. Let's go, y'all.
Grand Rising.
Good
Grand Rising.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
Good morning.
What it do? What it do?
Let's go.
Streets and the streets, great family.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's
Go.
Doing this. Let's rock it.
I'll see you all. Snap it up, clap it up for yourself.
Tell me who is real as this. Took a while to find my niche. Had to build on my business. That money invested. Big backyard. And neighbors can't even see who we are.
Listen. I know today's a special day.
All I wanted to do was
You
do my
look
little
sharp.
video.
Go ahead and put the trophy emojis in the chat. Go ahead and put the trophy emojis in the chat. I did send a very special request, right? I said, yeah, well, it was yesterday, and I asked everyone here today to show up dressed up. Didn't I say that? I said, show up here dressed up, right? Let's see. Let's see who did it. I think Jamal was on camera, and he was. Let's see. Who showed up today ready to win? Who showed up today knowing that every opportunity is the last opportunity? So taking your advantage right now while you can is prominent. It's paramount. Let me show you right now. Miss April. Go ahead, Miss April. Put the MVP trophy in the chat because you are that MVP. Let's go. Miss Gabriella, let's go. Snap it up, clap it up for you. Who else? Who else? Felicia said, yeah, look, I don't know, man. I'm dressed up in my mom. My hair is done at least. I love it. Miss Indiana, okay. Snap it up, clap it up. You are the MVP of your life. I see you in the Telegram groups. I see you working the magic, building the community up. I see it, and I love it. Keep doing it. Mr. Jamal Mosley, yes, I know you're working from home, but guess what? You still got to look good for you, right? Congratulations to you. Put the trophy emoji in the chat. Miss Jess, I know you're driving and you're focused. You're still an MVP. Put the trophy emoji in the chat for her because she's driving. You don't want her to pull over. I don't know how Rose was doing it yesterday, but somehow, some way she was doing it. So, but go ahead and put it in for Jess. Shout out to you. Listen, Miss Laura, I see you. You've been front and center smiles all day. That's one of the best dressed ways that you can be is having that smile. Go ahead and just smile, everyone, because one day you will no longer be able to smile. It's beautiful right now. Enjoy it. You have the youth that you have right now. Enjoy it. You are that MVP of your life. MVP is most valuable participant. Put it out. I know we say MVP in the chat, but let's spell it out now. So that way it's clear to us. Let's spell it out. Put it into the chat. Most valuable participant. So we're not waiting on someone else. We're not waiting on the word for someone to say go. We're not waiting for someone to come save us. It's all about us and how we operate. If we don't operate at the highest capacity, forget about helping somebody else, okay? Forget about it. You're no good. And then if you do help somebody else, you done ran out of all of your battery power to help yourself. How many of us feel like that? You give your all to everyone, but hey, you need someone else to pour it back into you. And this is why this particular call is super important, because you only get but so much impressions before you become tired, overwhelmed. You ever find yourself scrolling on one of the social medias, and you're just getting bits of information, and then somehow you just get fatigued and you don't really want to do the things you said you were going to do before. Put a one in the chat if that's you, because I know that was me. Sometimes things could be a help or it can be a hindrance. There's always multiple sides to anything. There's no one-sided anything. So we could use it for good, right? We could use that same knowledge for good. The way that we could think is, if my situation is the way it is right now and I don't like it, maybe I can like where I'm at because I'm not where I used to be, and it can propel me to get to where I want to be. So perception is always going to be your greatest tool that you can use, right? When we talk about the mind being the greatest tool, this is where it comes from. You seeing your situation as something that can be useful instead of it being useless. How many of us want to be used? Put a one in the chat if you like to be used. Put a zero in the chat if you don't like to be used. Look, so somebody had to put an emphasis on it. Hey, look, I like to be used, but only by God. I get it. I get it. But what I'm demonstrating right now is the power of language, because most people don't want to be used. But if you're not used, then by the time you transcend to the next level of life and you still got gas in the tank, you still got juice in the tank, then you didn't leave it all on the floor. How many of you feel right now, let's be real and be honest, you haven't left it all on the floor? You haven't given it all you can. Some way, somehow you're stopping short. Some way, somehow you start and then you stop. You get a good idea, you start doing the idea, but you do not finish the idea. Today is that day you stop it, because procrastination is a choice. I'm looking at all your faces. I know a lot of things are going on in your environment right now, but I want you to be present to the one thing that's the constant thing. And that's the way that you think, the way that you see things, because it's dictating your life. I have a question for you all. Any breakthrough, any aha moment, would you mind coming up and sharing it? Raise your virtual hand. Some of you got the fancy technology now on your phone or on your device. When you raise your hand, it actually raises your hand for you. Some of you just raising your hand. Like, you got to actually get the, you got to hit the reaction button to get your hand raised, your virtual hand. Okay. So Sunshine, Moya, if you can we alternate and call up a few individuals, 30 seconds or less, not too long.
Absolutely. LaShonda, come talk to us, beautiful. Her camera was on a second ago. Can you unmute, love? Are you there, LaShonda? All right, we're going to have to come back to LaShonda. Laura, you ready? Come on, beautiful.
Good morning, everyone, and blessings to everyone. My takeaway yesterday, which was so impactful, was that I didn't realize I had a love-hate relationship with money because of my upbringing and what I was taught. I was taught that money was the root of all evils, but that person always finished that with their hand out to me. And I was the provider. And so I didn't want to be that person. And I had that struggle with money where I found it was necessary. I've worked all of my life to help others and give to others. But at the same time, I didn't realize that I couldn't hang on to it because I also hated it because of the struggle in my mind. So that was my biggest takeaway yesterday. Thank you.
Absolutely. Everyone send some love in the chat. Great job, Laura. Who else? Is the next person?
We have
job,
King
Laura.
Jamal. King Jamal, let's go, King.
Grand Rising family, Grand Rising. My aha moment came through the exercise of paying attention to my energy levels throughout the day. that my most deepest work is early in the morning, and feeling a sense of accomplishment by doing it in spurts. Before, I used to just try to do everything on full mode all day long, burning myself out, burning my mind out, feeling unaccomplished, and having more structure and intentionally paying attention to myself. It really helps to pace, and I have more energy throughout the day. In my mind, I'm able to give to my family when I get home. Like, I can listen and build, read a book, do other things, and it helps with the pacing of it. It's just like working out. It's great. So thank you.
Absolutely. Everyone send some love in the chat for Jamal. Great job, Jamal.
Mark, come talk to us, King. How are you?
Grand Rising, how y'all doing today?
Good. How are
Doing
you?
well.
I'm blessed. So I'm just going to talk about my aha moment yesterday. My aha moment was when we were going over. Well, the first thing that blew my mind was learning that an S corp wasn't an entity. This whole for the past maybe like 2-3 years, I've been thinking it was LLC, C corp, S corp, not knowing that it was just LLC and C corp, and it was taxed as an S corp. That was like, I just felt like I was like Einstein last night, just learning that. And then also the different type of trust, like revocables and irrevocables. I actually started looking at stuff myself about like 508c1a and stuff like that. And just how important it is for us to learn, teach our children, and then also if you have parents, teach them too. Because if you have parents alive and they got properties and stuff like that, not everybody's going to go this route, but you might want to start educating them about moving those assets like homes and stuff like that, and also bank accounts and stuff like that into trust, into irrevocable, so where you do not have to sit. I had no idea what probate was before last night. And then when Joy said, "Oh, you go through probate, you skip probate," and I'm like, "What is this probate thing?" And excuse my French, but the definition of probate is hell. Nobody wants to go through not being able to receive their family's belongings, and it being held on to months, even worse, possibly years, because you are uneducated about trust. So that was probably my biggest aha moment.
Add this one to it. Sometimes people never actually even get the assets, whether it was money or whether it was properties. So, like, yes, what he's saying is super, super important right now. I'll send some love in the chat for Mark. Great job, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, up next we have King Carnell. Come through, King. You're muted, King. You're muted. Unmute again, please.
Good morning.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. How's everybody today? My aha moment has been this entire experience in this class. Every day there's always been something that has pointed back to something that was previous in my life. It's been a little bit difficult to really sit down and do homework right now because my father got sick last month, and he's been in and out. So I've actually sat in the hospital with him doing these classes. I'm also a business owner, and it's pretty difficult to get the work done and be able to do that and do the class, blah, blah, blah. So I got all these other little nuances that I realized that through the first mindset set morning, I started reaching back into my childhood, and a lot of habits that I have and a lot of ways that I look at life stem from something in my childhood, hospital, and feel like I needed to forgive my father for certain things. I also, this whole class has been something that's actually turning me into a better person. And I greatly appreciate the class and the opportunity just to be here.
I want to send you a lot of love. I want to send you a lot of love and good energy. and hopefully your dad recovers fully. And I want to also use this as a teaching moment. How explicit can I be with you? You know, if I ask this, I'm getting ready to ask something of value. But how explicit can I be with you, Carnell?
So that's another thing that I've learned is that I can be honest with myself, but I've never been completely honest with others. So I need that openness to actually open me so I can shed some of this stuff, the baggage. So whatever
Okay.
you got, give it to me.
I appreciate that. And I'm saying this with all sincerity. Sometimes you're put in a situation that's unlikely to test how much you want it. Do you really want it or do you not? Because life is unforgiving. Time doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't matter your circumstances. For example, if your rent is due, but you're feeling sick and you couldn't work, the rent doesn't get waived. You still got to pay it. This is a story from my own experience. 5:30 a.m. I get this call. Why did they call me 5:30 a.m.? First of all, I usually have my phone on do not disturb, so that way you can't reach me. That's my center time, right?
Yeah.
But this is my grandfather calling me. He's never called me at 5:30 a.m. I look at the phone, call your brother. Wait, why would you call me to tell me to call my brother? Like, it's crazy. So let me call. So I call my brother, hey, what's going on? Um, he didn't answer. I called my grandfather back. Hey, your grandmother passed away. Grandmother passed away. How? I just literally was with her. Just yeah. She passed away this morning. I drive all the way down to New Jersey. It takes me about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours to get there. I get there. Her body is removed from the hospital already. There's a new patient name and whole curriculum for what they're getting ready to do for the new patient in the room. No one told me while I was going up, and they ask you who you're coming to see when you walk through the hospital door. 15 minutes later, I had to come downstairs and get on the leadership accountability call to pour into other people, to hear other people's story, to give them insight. But I ask you a question. Do you think that the class is enough? Do you think that just listening to the class is enough? You think the information is just enough?
No.
Okay. I want everyone to get that.
Listening to the class.
I don't even want you to go too far. I don't want you to go too far. I don't want you to go too far, Cornell, because I want you just to get this. I want you to get this. Because I'm only saying this to you because of what you said to me. That's the only reason why I'm saying this. Excuses are just something to excuse you. It doesn't mean it's a lie. I know we think, oh, I'm not making a big excuse. I know. But excuses are only things to excuse you from doing the work. And when you excuse yourself from doing the work, you don't get the result. So you could come to class and you could be the first one in class. You could be the last one in class. You could be the best in class. It doesn't matter. You still have to do the work. So the most important work is the work. So you have to find a way to get that part done. You can't go through this whole challenge and say, hey, I've been showing up to class, man. I've been doing that. And then don't do the work and don't do the assignments and don't do that part, because that is the work. The information is the setup. But the work, the application, that's what causes the transformation. And I think you really need to hear that. That's the only reason why I was saying it to you. Like, we know that you're in a tough spot because you're with dad and you want to emotionally be there and physically and support and mentally. But I'm telling you right now, sometimes those situations are really testing you. That's all I'm saying. And if you fail the test, you keep on going through the testing. But when you pass the testing, that's where you get the blessing. So that's why I'm saying it to you, because I really want you to get the blessing. That's really it right there. So when we say get accountability buddies, business besties, this is the reason. So that way, when you do have some time like this where things happen where you need a little help, you can get that. Make sense? Make sense?
I think he's lagging.
All right. Hopefully that makes sense to him. Hopefully that made sense to him. Couple more, and then we have to close to go to the next segment. But are we resonating with what I'm saying in the chat? Let me know in the chat. Who do we have up there?
Pierre, talk to us, okay? No, you got to unmute again. You're still muted. There you go.
All right, you hear me? All right, my apologies. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. The thing that's been blessing me, right, is because I made this decision. I made the decision. I seen Miss Hunt come across my timeline plenty of times. I wanted to do it in the beginning of the year. I allowed myself to get distracted, and I put it off. But I've been retraining my mind, reprogramming my subconscious mind, and it allowed me to take the steps to actually be here. And I feel like I'm being stretched, but it's an amazing thing. Even the pace that I'm going at, you know what I'm saying? I had to remind myself that, what I'm saying, everybody works at their own pace. Everybody's in their own different lane when it comes to business and stuff like that. But it's making me identify and seriously understand the importance of business besties, the importance of knowing what type of brand you're having, because at the end of the day, we all have an impact on this earth. Everybody's life reflects somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? For me doing this, everybody, a lot of people in my circle or everybody like, man, you started a business, you're in the business, man. I want to be like you, and they don't know the things that you go through behind closed doors when you're doing this thing. So for me, it's a blessing. And then another thing is all the people that Miss Hunt has been having giving testimonials about the impact of this program and seeing the change that is caused throughout everything. It's been blessing my soul because at the end of the day, I hear the stories of where they were to where they're at now, and it just blessing my journey and you know just want to share that that we all got this.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Everyone send some love in the chat for Pierre. Thank you for coming up here with the beautiful love and energy that we all can do it. And someone said it yesterday. They said that we all, who was that? It was Miss Celeste, right? And she was saying we all have the ability to go out there and execute. Are you willing and ready to execute? So I would say this to everyone. Some of us might be in here to build their business. Put a one in the chat that's you in here to build your business. What's better than building a business is buying a business. So if you are going to build a business, you also need to understand the 4 levels of the business. So I'm going to break down the 4 levels of business on the whiteboard. Some of you have seen this, but it's a framework that goes with this, the RIC impact. Renovate, innovate, collaborate. But before we do that, there's something that's paramount. And we're going to have to get to the other hands afterwards. We kind of ran out of time as we have to segue. So just if you still want to share, just make sure you're the first ones to raise your hands when we come back. We're going to becoming more effective in less time. So go ahead and grab the book, open it up to confidence, becoming more, the power in believing in yourself. That's where we're going to be at. All right. Cool. Let's read. It says confidence, the power of believing in yourself. A key factor and probably the one you need the most in having a powerful mindset is confidence. Confidence is the quality or state of being certain, a state of trust in yourself and others. Trusting yourself doesn't come easy for most people, but if practiced daily, it can be developed just like mindset. So mindset is not something that you have. Mindset is something that you do. Confidence is not something that you have. It's something that you do. You see how we like to bunch words up together and we kind of misinterpret things? I want to give you all a way to see this. How many of us have trust issues when it comes to relationships? Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. You distrust other people before they give you a reason for you to distrust them. I know I'm not talking to myself. I know I'm not. But there's a reason for that. The reason for that is I want you all to be honest about this. We lie to ourselves more than other people lie to us. Uh-oh, I don't think they're ready to hear the truth. Let me know. Let me know if you're ready to hear the truth. Let me know if you're ready to hear the truth. Yes or no? Are we being honest or no? Let me know. Is that fact or is that fiction? Fact or fiction? Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym today. You know what? I'll change my eating lifestyle. I'll change it. You know that you should change your lifestyle, but do you do it? You know that you should go to the gym. Do you do it? So let's just be real. We lie to ourselves on a daily basis. So this is where a lack of confidence comes in at, because when we think about the word confidence, you're confiding in something, in someone, and the state of being certain is what is causing us to have distrust, because we know that we've been saying things to ourselves for so long and it hasn't come to fruition. I'm going to get that business. My business is going to be successful. You've been telling your family and friends, I'm going to have this business. My business is going to be successful. And then you wonder why they don't help you or they're not in your corner the way you want them to be, because you haven't been the person that's showing up as the example of confidence, of trusting and integrity and saying my word is gold. This is why we need to become more effective in less time. This is why we need to become more effective in less time. Somebody put more effective in less time in the chat. So here's how we're going to do it. One of the ways how we're going to start to build confidence is this. As it reads, it reads as follows. It says to us, confident people act in certain ways. Among others, they will admit when they are wrong. If you have a hard time admitting when you're wrong, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. If you don't have a hard time admitting when you're wrong, put a 2 in the chat. But the reason why I'm having you do this quick exercise, just for that way you can be open with yourself. You want to refrain from critical judgment when discussing personal success, and mention others who helped you along the way. I know we don't always look for credit, but sometimes when you don't give people credit, they feel some type of way. So just get comfortable with giving people credit with what they helped with. Some of us say, hey, I'm self-made. The reality is we're not. Some people say I did it all by myself. The reality is we're not. We didn't. Yeah, you know those music videos where where they got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the background. Yeah, I did it all by myself. Ain't nobody help. And it's like, wait, what? What's going on? Like, you got all of those people right there helping you. Like they're here. And sometimes we act that way too. And I want you to also think about this. Have you ever been offered help and you declined it? Hey, Miss Lewis, can I help you? And you go, no, I'm good. No, thank you. But then you sit around later on and you go, wow, I don't have any help and I don't know why no one's helping me. Let me know if that's you. Somebody let me know. Resonate. Okay. So as we go through this, we want to realize that everything is working for you, not against you. Sometimes we are critical. I do it sometimes and I have to catch myself. Like life is working for me. So when you get criticism, remain certain that you know that this is helping you. The other thing that we struggle with that would give us more confidence is that when someone else looks to give us confidence, we take it right back. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, you look good today. Well, no, I just threw this on. You know, I didn't really put this together. You know, let me know. Let me know if I'm making sense, because maybe I'm just not. Right. So having that understanding that when someone gives you a compliment, it's not a coincidence. It's confirmation that the person is allowing you to see who you are. It's a mirror, right? So don't use the limited language. You want to have that attitude of gratitude. You want to spread love and joy. I know. Everyone hears about love. Put a 1 in the chat. That's you. Or put a heart in the chat if you're all about love and joy. But then your favorite TV shows tell me all about you. Your favorite TV shows that you love to binge is showing otherwise. Your favorite music that you love to listen to before you go out, get ratchet. It's telling you otherwise. Okay. So which one is it? Are you in alignment or are you out of alignment? Because remember, this is about frequency. This is about energy. So we want to operate more honestly. Some of us really need to get rid of that music, the rap music that's poisoning your mind. Some of us need to get rid of that information. I know we don't want to hear it because the love songs have y'all in your feelings and you love it. The love songs, like when I was young, I never wanted to be around my sister when she was getting dressed because she would play these sad songs. And I would ask her, "Why are you playing sad music?" She's like, "This is not sad music." And then I realized that most people, they're just conditioned to listen to music that causes you to have a feeling that you're out of alignment with, but you are conditioned to love it. Make sense? When you watch Power, I know most of us here used to watch Power. Somebody said, what if you watch country music? Well, if you listen to country music and watch country music videos, you'll see the same thing is trickulating into country music too. It's the same things populating around now. So if I'm you, I'm listening to the instrumental. Somebody put that in the chat just now, right? Listen to the instrumental. What I would love for all of you to do is look up megahertz, look up frequencies. 528 megahertz frequency. This is the frequency of love. This will change your life. When we do the guided meditations, do you know the reason why some of us get emotional is because you're releasing some of the toxic thoughts. And that's what that type of music will do for you. But if you listen to rap music, it's going to wrap your mind in toxic thoughts. This is programmed on purpose. This is not like some theory. Okay. So when you're creating your business is going to model after you. What I want you all to realize is that you have to be the model. You have to be the model. Somebody put model in the chat. Somebody put model in the chat. You have to be the model. You have to be the reflection of what it is that you would like to see in your life. And remember, you don't have to do anything I say. You just get to. You have a choice. You get to. So you get to do these things. Are we sharing the screen yet? Yeah? Okay.
It was coming up.
Is there now or no?
No, it's just the participants showing up.
Oh yeah, so then yeah, that's it. All right, cool. I want to go to the whiteboard. Thank you, Sunshine.
Absolutely.
So you have to be the model. You have to be the reflection of what it is that you want to be. Now, in business, as I mentioned before, what's better than building a business is buying a business. Why? Somebody give me a quick short-term answer. Real quick. Why? And we told it because our main focus is what? Right? Well, structured, it has cash flow, money, it's quicker return. I want you to understand the principle though, because it helps you be more effective in less time. See, when you just think that is just the money, you're not looking at the foundation. You're not looking at the principle. It helps you become more effective in less time. Some people are going to, well, in fact, most people are going to fail when it comes to their business, when it comes to building a business. That's why when you buy a business that's been existing for after 10 years, it's a good investment. Someone put in the chat, more effective in less time. You have to get this through your mind because that is what you're working for. You're working to become more effective in less time. Everything you're doing is based upon that principle. So when you get in alignment with it, it starts to work as flow. You start to experience flow in your life instead of struggle, flow. So if you are here and you're experiencing any struggle, please listen to what I'm saying. Take the blueprint and you will experience flow instead of experiencing struggle. All right. We don't want to be out of alignment. Cool. So some of you probably seen this. One of my mentors who taught me this method, but I have a framework that goes over this. So 4 levels of business, 4 levels of value, 4 levels of way that you can help people, 4 skill sets, 4 stages, 4 roadmaps. Now let's break it down. The highest level of value is imagination. This is where you create the thing. The person who creates the thing gets paid the most, has the most impact, but they also get to have this, which is pretty cool. 80% of their time to themselves to enjoy themselves and only 20% of time to have to work. This is where I say everything is mathematical. So let's get into the math of it. Would you like to have 80% of your time and only 20% working? Let me know in the chat. Do we know, are we clear about the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule, who doesn't know? If you don't know the 80-20 rule, put a 0 in the chat. Okay, so 80-20 rule is that 80% of the results are going to come from 20% of the effort. So when these people know, these people realize this rule, they understand this, so they're only focused on the 20% that drives the 80%. A lot of us just focus on 100%. You heard what Jamal said when he first got on? When Jamal first got on, that's what he was describing to you. He said that he was so focused on getting everything done that he was just, burnt out at the end of the day. If you're experiencing burnout, somebody put a 0 in the chat so I know. If you're experiencing burnout, there's a reason why. Because we have to work higher. So I know we have been trained we've been trained to think, to say, hey, let's work harder, but we don't want to work harder. We want to work higher. This is where systems come in at. Everybody understand what systems stand for, right? Saving yourself significant time, energy, money. So you understand once you start creating systems, this is what it does for you. If you don't have a system, most likely you're spending 80% of your time working and then only 20% of your time enjoying yourself. And this is all going to make sense as we go along. So the person that communicates the idea, this person also have 80% of their time and only 20% to work. But they make a little bit less than the person who created the idea. They have a little bit less impact. Sometimes they have a little more because more people know them. But for the role, for the sake of just the exercise, understand that. Unification, this is all about the managerial space. This is, a pretty good section. Some of us are here. Some of you are all here, right? You're in the unification stage where you manage other people. This is like the integrator, what we call it. And this person makes a lot more money than the implementer, but they have a lot more impact as well. But here's the issue with this. They spend 80% of their time working and only 20% of their time enjoying themselves. So far, I want you to identify where you are on this map. Identify where you are on this map. So now the implementer is the person that does the work, that feels overworked and underpaid. Let me just give you a quick example of how this works in real time in your real life. The person who created Uber is the one who used their imagination to create this opportunity. So they are the ones who now communicated an idea to unify people to implement an idea. Anyone here driven Uber or did Uber Eats delivery or anything of that nature? You understand what I'm saying. If you ordered Uber, you know what I'm saying as well. By default, this is not me making this up. This is just all of us has already been indoctrinated into this society. The person that's implementing the idea gets paid the least and they work the most. They work the hardest. When you think about Uber, who gets paid the least and works the hardest? Put it in the chat just so we can make sure everyone's following. Somebody said me. We'll work on that for you. We'll help you out with that. You can monetize. Somebody said drivers, right? You see how you're all thinking the same thing? I'm not, just giving you random thoughts. You already know this stuff, but knowing means nothing. So let's dive a little bit deeper. If you're looking at a restaurant, the person who creates the restaurant is the one who used the imagination. They communicate what they want on the menus to the people who unify the people who create the menu and the people who run the services. Who is the implementer at the restaurant? Who's the implementer at the restaurant? Shout out to Mark. Who is the implementer at the restaurant? Aha. How much do you tip the waiters? How much do you tip your Uber drivers? Uh-oh, starting to make sense to you. How much do you tip the Uber drivers? How much do you tip the waiter? I don't know. I'm a sucker for tipping them. I just tip them, but I cry afterwards because then I realize all the money that I spent on these tips before I even got the service, man. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm taking my anger out on y'all. I apologize. Let me get back to this. So, implementation, we have already agreed that this is the lowest level of value. You're only willing to tip them $3, $5, $2, $10. We have already agreed to it. They're the ones that's busting it. They're using their physical muscles. They're trading their time for money. It's literally, they're going so hard just to get $1. And some of us are doing that. But here's the craziest part. You may not be a waiter. You may not be at Uber. You may be at the corporate world doing the same exact thing. So here's how you start to identify where you're at. How many of us say I have 80% of my time? How many of us say you have 20% of your time? Go ahead and put it in the chat. You have 80% of your time or 20% of your time? Which one? Okay, I see an 80 in there. Great job. I see a 20 in there. All right, cool, cool. So we start to understand. Does it feel like you have 20% of your time? Does it feel like you have 20% of your time? No, okay, because I think you don't have 20% of your time. That's just how it's set up because you're working 80% of the time, but you get 20% of the time to enjoy yourself. But inside the 20%, you have errands, you have a lot of things that you have to do to get done. You probably have children, right? So somebody already knows where I'm going with this. So they already put the 5%, right? So if you have a significant other, let's think now you give them half of your time. You only got 10%, ladies and gentlemen. Scratch that. You probably have children's, right? If you have children, children's, if you have children, you have 5% of your time. Which one are you more closer to now? 80% or 5%? Somebody says 0. I can't help you if you have 0, baby. If you have 1, I can't help you either. 2%. Oh, we have to do some work. So if you have, so I guess y'all slash that in half. What else y'all got going on? All right, 1%, 2%, 2.5%. All right, cool. Real honest question. Is that enough time for you to work on your business? Is that enough time? 2.5%. So now do we see why we're struggling? You don't have enough time to do the things that you need to do, but you can't manage time. You only can manage your intentions. If you try to manage time, that's like grabbing water in your hand. What will happen with the water? See, but that's why I say, but get to becoming more effective in less time. But all of you just looked at me. All right. I'm telling you, like we already went through this so many times already. That's why I created this book for this particular purpose. But then when we put the link in the chat, you just look at it like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. But we are showing you that you need to become more effective in less time. There's a link right there. Okay. Now look, back to the story. So when we're looking at this from this understanding, there's a lot that we can learn from this board. When you think about business, I want you to think about sports. This is the court for business. Inside of your business or inside of the company that you work for, there's going to be people that do the implementation. There's going to be people that do the unification. You're always going to have a manager or a supervisor. There's going to be higher ups that communicate to them. And there's always going to be the people who are working on the business instead of working in the business. So that's one of our issues, right? Is that instead of working on our business, we're so busy working in the business that we cannot grow the business. We need to change that. The way that we're going to change that is understanding how to use these levels as skill sets. And also a roadmap. So when you look at a field, if you ever played football, ever watched football, when the ball is caught by the team with the ball and they get into that space called the end zone, they score, right? They score. It's telling them what to do. It's telling them you have this many yards to run this particular football into this zone and you get a certain amount of points. This is the same thing for business. From business, as you grow your business, you need to make sure these categories are filled. You need someone to implement it. You need someone to unify it. You need someone to communicate. And you need to have a person that can create the imagination. Maybe it's not you. Maybe your skill set. Maybe your leadership quality is to be a great implementer. We call that a masterful executor. Somebody put in the chat, I'm not that good. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if this is you. I'm not that good with coming up with ideas, but I'm good at executing them. I'm top tier at executing. That's fine. You could be the executor. That's a leadership quality that people will pay you for. What you need to do is you could hire someone to help you come up with ideas. So as your business grows, you're going to need to take a bigger role though, because as you hire someone to help you come up with ideas, you now need to be able to be the person that can unify them. You have to work with other people. You can't be the person that says, I'm not good with working with other people. You can't be that person. Okay. Cannot be that person. So how many of us feel like that right now? Put a 0 in the chat. Hey, I'm not good with working with other people. I'm good. I'm better with working by myself. You know, the trauma of doing school projects caught up with you. And now you're like, man, look, I can't do it. I can't work with other people. They don't put as much energy and effort. Okay, cool. The way to learn how to unify other people is if you learn to implement and unify yourself. So self-mastery is key. This is why when we said we created the blueprint, becoming more effective in less time, we know the best path for you to become more effective is to clear the things that's in your way. So when we did the clarity challenge, how many of you now can resonate with that and go, wow, you know, I get that now. In order for me to execute better and implement better, I have to clear some things that was within me. In order for me to get better at bringing people together, because I had a broken relationship with someone, I had to call them and communicate to them how I felt about what I've done. And then that brought us closer together. So then you now can see what we did on day 2. Make sense? Let me know in the chat if we making sense so far. So when we talk about becoming more effective in less time, it's not just a business system, it's personal systems as well. You can't neglect that. A lot of us like to say, hey, in my personal life and in my business life, but in reality, it's just one life. If your legs were caught, if your legs, somebody said this book better change my life. Listen, let me tell you something. This book will change your life, but it ain't up to me to change your life. I'll give you the blueprint. You got to do something about it. All right. Who was that in the chat, Sunshine? Get that name down. All right, shoot. I want to when your life has changed, I want you now to make a testimony now. Now I want you to come and make a testimony on video and tell everybody else how beautiful the book is and how much you got out of it now. Okay. So when you think about where you're at in life, these are the roadmaps. So here's how it's going to break down. Let me start a fresh page so that way all this can be removed. Let's see. Let me start a fresh page, and then I'm going to show you how this is going to be your roadmap now going forward. This will be your roadmap going forward. This will be your roadmap going forward. Not this one. Let's go to the other one. This is going to be your roadmap going forward. So your first year of business, so everything that Joy's teaching you right now, if you just started your business, some of you have already started your business and grown it, so you're in a higher position. We know the first year, let's say, what's the goal? What's the money goal? 100,000? You want to make 100,000? So let's say it's 100K. That's the money goal. Somebody put the money goals in the chat. We want to collect $100,000. Some of us, we think that this happens overnight. Sometimes it takes 4 years, 5 years to become an overnight success. So just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a get rich quick scheme, but we've been trained to be in a stay broke forever scheme, right? When you understand these things, please understand that right now is your greatest time to succeed. I know the climate of the economy is down, but I want to show you what's up. What's up is the amount of people that have the proof for you to be able to go out and say, now I can do it as well. So when you look at these steps, these are also pillars. The first year is all about implementation. You may not make 100K your first year, but if you start doing the implementation, whatever your service is, put your service in the chat. Let me know your name of your service or what you do. Put your service in the chat. We just want to focus on making an extra 25,000. Watch how y'all feel about this now. Watch how y'all feel about this now. Would an extra $25,000 help? Would an extra $25,000 help? Let me know in the chat. Who will be okay? Who will be happy with an extra $25,000? Okay, so now we see that, all right, we would like that. All right, cool. Your first year is all about implementation. When Carnell came up and he said, man, I was in the classes, but I wasn't doing the work. I need you to start doing the work, right? Do the work because everything that you implement is going to be documented. So you have to implement everything and you have to document it all. Somebody put document in the chat. Do's and docs. You heard of do's and don'ts. I'm giving you do's and docs. You need to do something, you need to document it. Why? Because you're going to pass this information on to someone later on. Any business that's ever created is meant in the sense to be passed down, especially if it's going to be a big business. So you need to understand, you need to document this. Why? Because your next level will determine this. If you don't document this and then you hire someone, it's going to be hard for you to train them up. So the next thing you need to do, once you make this 25K this year, is all about making an extra 25K. We now want to add value. You want to hire employees. You want to get VA. Somebody put VA in the chat. VA is going to help you expand your business a lot. What you also want to do is get interns. No one's telling you about this, but you want to hire interns. People who can shadow you and see what you can do. And then guess what? You still pay them, but you pay them a fraction of the price because they're not looking for the money. They're looking to just help you. That's more in alignment with where you are when you're first starting a business. But no one else is telling you this stuff. But I want you to know that this is what you need to do. But in order to get someone to be an intern, you have to be a high-level executor, a high-level implementer. So that way, when they see what you're doing, they go, oh man, I love what you're doing. Can I help out? And you have the document already to give them so that way they can help out. Or if you're a new business, you partner up with charities or you partner up with community service companies. Are we following or what? So when you partner up with community service companies, guess what? Your brand is now positioned to be able to unify other people. When you think about it, the people who are in community service companies are volunteering. So now people want to partner with you and volunteer. We call it strategic partnerships. Somebody put strategic partnerships in the chat. So you have to now get so good at moving people. So unifying. So managing. The first person you need to manage is yourself. You can't be a great manager if you're showing up to class late. You can't be a great manager if you're getting assignments and you're letting your assignments fall by the wayside and you're always having to do catch up. I see a lot of people put in the Telegram chats, hey, I'm going to catch up on this work. Stop normalizing catch up. We're already too far behind. Okay, we are already too far behind as a community. Stop normalizing catch up. Wait, did that make sense? Because now when I hear it back, it sounds like I was talking about condiments, Sunshine. Did we catch it? Are we following or what? All right, cool. We're good. So you want to make sure you document so that way when you document, you're starting to manage. Cool. The biggest thing is most people don't like to communicate. Most people don't like to communicate. I think it was Asia. She communicated. Was it Miss Ferg? I think it was Miss Ferg, right? She communicated with her baby father and let him know how she felt, right? So I want you all to get comfortable with communicating with people, but the truth is you have to do communication with yourself first. So when you start communicating with yourself and looking in the mirror and understanding who you truly are is going to have you manage other people better. Because what you're going to realize is that we're more alike than we are different. The more I got to know about myself, I got to know about everyone else. That's how I'm able to do a lot of what I'm doing when it comes to hearing listen to what you're saying and then be able to give you sound advice and structure that allows you to grow your brand and business. So once you get the communication skill to speak to yourself, and when you say I'm going to the gym and you actually do it, then now you're able to manage other people, but you can't manage other people and say, hey, do this and then you don't do what you say. How could you expect other people to listen to you when you don't listen to you? So that is key. So there's a skill set you need to have before you can truly unify people. But once you get it, you start making an extra 25. Who would love to make an extra 50K? So your second year is all about building a business and adding people to your business. Your second year is all about managing, adding people to the business. This is not really delegation yet. This is integration. It's not delegation yet. So you're part of it. You're part of the implementation, but you're managing other people. So your role is a little bit higher and you're going to make more money because you have more people. This is how it breaks down really fast so you all can understand. Some of you have these credit cards. You can use your credit card. You have 30K on a credit card. You hire an intern or you hire a VA. You could pay them 30K, but the 30K is not coming out of your pocket right away. It's coming out in drips. So what we call drips, drip payment, right? When you pay your VA or you pay your support or you pay your intern, that's fine because together you're going to make the money back. So if you spend $2,000 or $5,000 a month on them, it's fine because you could make the money back. That's the point of hiring. When your employer brought you in, you hired. You were hired. So you are going to help make the money back. So when you spend the money to hire people, don't be afraid because you're going to make the money back because you're having them help you make the money. The more people in the business help you make the money, that's how you're able to get to this extra 50,000 in year 2. Who here would love that? Extra 50,000 in year 2. You got an extra 25,000 in year 1, extra 50,000 in year 2. Yep, let me know in the chat. If you say no, I need you to wake up because if you was at your job for 20 years, 10 years, and you didn't get an extra 50,000, extra 20,000, and you've been there 10 years, 20 years, you could do it in 2 years. Like, come on, does it make sense? Like, come on, all right? So once you get the skill of communicating to yourself, you now can communicate to others. That now, when you finally are able to communicate to others in an effective manner, this is where it starts to pick up easily. All right, this is where wealth is starting to be made. You're now getting extra 75K because you're able to talk, you're able to speak, you're able to do this, connect. So year 3, this is year 3. Year 3, now what you're basically going to be doing in year 3 is ads. You're just going to be making a lot of ads and a lot of content. Being that you got so well of understanding what you implement, understanding how to unify people to get what you, to do what you, how to unify people to implement what you have created, your ads are going to be telling them what to do, how they get to do it, and then they're just naturally going to do it. So when you look at Netflix, right? When you look at Netflix's messaging, Netflix's messaging is this now. Watch all of your favorite TV shows and movies in one location for one flat rate on demand. Think about that. It's so simple. It's not saying I help people do X, Y, Z. It's not saying any of that. It's telling you exactly what they get to do with the product or service. So we have to get familiar with telling people what they get to do with our product or service. Watch your favorite TV shows and movies in one location on demand for one low rate. So simple. So then your job just becomes creating content. At this point, you're getting paid off your videos. You have people signing up to do, whether it's your courses or whether it's your program or whatever product that you're offering. And then remember, you have other people doing the fulfillment now. So now you're not even really physically in the business. You get to work on the business. So now you're inventing new ways to grow the business. And this is where you start to make the 6-figure, the extra 6-figure. So now we're at 100K, but it took 4 years. Who's cool with that? If I could make 100K a year, but it took me 4 years to learn how to get to 100K, who's here? Who's okay with that? Because it will be a 3 to 4 year journey. This is not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to be 3 days. So tonight, first of all, who has put in their applications? Who has put in their applications tonight? I mean, yesterday. If you got approved already, go ahead and put a trophy emoji in the chat. This is where sometimes you have to think ahead. And a lot of times you have to actually think ahead. But in this case, I want you all to imagine. Imagine what your life is going to be like in 3 years if you take this information. Joy is going to give you an opportunity to stay long term if you like what you were getting so far. Right? Because this is basically like a rental. You were able to rent out her program, rent out what it would be like to get the information, to have the people around you, to have the system, the community. Now it's up to you to utilize your imagination to change your situation. This is where you become that franchise player. But before you can get there, you have to actually start somewhere. You might be an average player, but once you get into this program, you would no longer be an average player. You would now be a star player. But you have to show up for yourself. You have to have a clear mind. You have to be able to clean your spaces, keep your spaces clean. When they get messy a little bit, just fix it back up and understand that that's a key attribute to your success. Remember when we first did the financial physical, we asked you how much money you wanted to collect, and then you told us the difference, and we said the difference is how much it's costing you to stay the same. Well, when you have that messy place, it's costing you too much, so you might as well just clean it up. Now, when you look at how much time you have now, and you say you only have 5% of your time, you spending a lot of time on these other things is costing you too much. You have to become more effective with your time so that way you can scale your life. It's not about managing time. It's about managing your intention with the time that you have. What are you executing on? Are you wasting time? Are you majoring in the minors? Are you spending major time on minor things? Or are you actually spending major time on major things that's causing major breakthroughs? So everyone here, you've been spending major time here and getting breakthroughs that allows you to go into the night class to be able to receive information and execute at a higher level. That's what this is about. It's a system. Someone put system in the chat. Put system in the chat. All right, cool. So I'm gonna stop sharing that. I'm going to do a quick guided meditation. This is a quick one. This is going to connect you to yourself, to your loved ones that you may have lost in the past, but it's going to help you rise and figure out what it is that you want to do moving forward. Clear? All right, cool. So at this time, I would encourage each and every one of you to close your eyes, do the breathing techniques of breathing in deeply until your lungs are at capacity. And I want you to hold for 5, 4, 3. Slowly release through your mouth. Push the remaining air out through your nostrils. Notice how light you get. Notice how you can hear a little bit more. Notice how your senses are heightened. Breathe. Hold. Slowly release. If you can, I would invite you to close your eyes and imagine everything that you just saw still in existence in your sight. I want you to see the device you're on. I want you to feel the room that you're in. I want you to feel the walls, how close they are to you. I want you to feel the ceiling and the distance from the ceiling to the floor and the ratio of the things around you. I want you to feel yourself immersed into this experience and let everything in your life start to fade one by one until you're in this place of nothingness. This white space, this is the quantum world where everything is created. I want you to imagine yourself in this space. See yourself in third person. Now, let's take it a step further. See yourself in that place, but now expand your vision to outside of the building. Expand your vision to the city, the state, the country, the world. Expand it out of this world. Breathe. Now, collapse the vision back to where you started. As you see yourself collapsing the vision, it comes down to back to you're in this white space of nothingness. That double door is right in front of you. Walk through it. What you will experience is up to you in your imagination. As you walk through this double door, the door automatically opens. You feel cool breeze on your body. You're in your paradise world, your dream state, your safe space. As you're in this safe space, you're greeted once again by that higher self. That higher self runs over to you, greets you with a warm hug. Breathe. As you're having this conversation with your higher self, there's another person that you see in the distance. This person is your lower self. As you're having this conversation with your lower self, you hear noise, a familiar sound. Running up to you all is your younger self. As you all embrace in this moment, you take the view of your younger self, staring at your lower self, your current self, and your higher self. Who do you want to be? Are you the person you said you were going to grow up to be? As your lower self is speaking, you are listening. You're listening from the perspective of your younger self. Who do you want to be? Breathe. So in this moment, your higher self says, let me take you somewhere. And your higher self takes your current self and you fly over to a scene where you walk into this mansion-like home, and awaiting you on the other side is all of your relatives who've passed away. All of the family and friends, the loved ones, the people you know, dressed elegantly, sharp. And when you walk through the door, they're clapping for you, they're snapping for you. And one of your ancestors approaches you. What is that conversation like? Breathe. What is that conversation like? The people that loved you, who are no longer physically in the physical world with you, but are with you spiritually, emotionally, mentally. They see you, they feel you, they know you. As this conversation concludes, you're left feeling empowered, inspired. But your higher self says, wait, we're not done. And your higher self flies you to a place in time where you passed over a beautiful opportunity. And now you're watching that opportunity play out. What could have been, what wasn't, and what is. Breathe. As you see this opportunity is wasted, as you passed over it, you're starting to see a flash of all the opportunities that went by that you didn't take advantage of. Don't let this moment be the one that you pass over again. The opportunity to show who you truly are, to stand confidently, courageously, unapologetically. Those images stop flashing, and you're shown all of the times where you did bet on you. Now you see all of the opportunities that you did take that changed your life forever. As you smile at these accomplishments, these victories, your higher self nods back at you and says, it's time. But only you decide what it is time for. Time to rise or time to shrink? As your higher self flies you back to that space, whereas your younger self, your lower self, and you as your current self, a conversation is taking place. The younger version of you has a group hug and disappears right into your arms. The lower self has a conversation with the higher self, and you're standing there listening to it. Breathe. Your lower self disappears. You're left standing there with your higher self. Your higher self smiles, and you're now by yourself. Breathe. Who do you need to become? What did your ancestors say to you? Who are you? Now is your time. As that dream scenario starts to fade back into that white space of nothingness, you notice a shift. You can feel a change in your energy. There's a download that you received. What is that download? As you come back to this white space of nothingness, everything starts to populate back into your life one by one. That room or that space that you're in, that chair that you're sitting in, or the floor that you're standing on, the walls, the door, the device that you're on. I would encourage you to breathe. And come back to this call where you hear my voice and you know that you're on this leadership call. If you need a moment to stay there, stay there. But I'd invite and encourage everyone to come back. How was that for you all? Raise your virtual hand if you would love to share. We have a couple minutes and let you go. But did you feel something? Did you get a download? What was that? And while you share, I'm going to put the poll up. You all can take advantage of that. Start filling out the poll. I do see a hand raised. Can we get to the hand?
Good morning, everyone. Sean, just thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing for us. I've done a lot of childhood regression, and it's a lot of, crying, and I've felt the heaviness in my body throughout the meditations. And today I smiled when you said, bring your inner child and hug her. I smiled for the first time. So thank you for that. And the biggest awareness was that my shadow self, my child, and my future self are finally integrated. So the lessons that my shadow self had to learn, accepting my inner child and meeting it here in the present to create that future self. So just thank you.
Absolutely. That was powerful. Everyone send some love in the chat. Thank you, Indiana, for that. And thank yourself for that too, because as much as it was me, you were the one doing the work. So great job. Next person.
Good morning. I just want to say thank you for doing this. I know you don't have to do it, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm so sorry.
No, take your time. Sunshine, if you could, be here with me at the moment and just offer some love and comfort.
I have been trying to grow in business for 8 years, and the first 5 years have been so hard. And in that process, my son was murdered. And I have realized during this call that I haven't been able to grow and expand because I've been hanging on to that hurt. I honestly, I haven't cried. This is the first time I've really cried about it. More so because I feel like I haven't had the right environment, and I've been asking for the right environment for a long time. I've paid a lot of money in different places and different spaces, and nothing has been like this. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful. Grateful.
I want to send you a lot of love and healing on this. Sunshine, would you offer some love and some value here, please?
I can't, Lashonda, Goddess, I can't begin to imagine what it's like to be transforming your life and getting to another level. It's something so horrific happening at the same time. The strength that you have exuded all this time where you did not release any tears. I don't know how you did that.
Wait, hold on, Sunshine. They're saying that they can't hear you.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not sure how you able to exude the type of strength that you have. I know that we go through a lot. However, I want to welcome you home. I want to welcome you to your new family. I want to welcome you to a safe space that has allowed you to now have this kind of breakthrough. None of this is by accident. It has been truly aligned for you to be right here at this moment, at this time with us. And it is your time to release everything that you need to release to help you go to your next level. It is your time. You've been so held in bondage by this that it even stopped you from being able to release the pouring out that needed to come out. But it's almost like just now you got your freedom. You were released to exhale. And I'm so grateful that we are able to be in this space and guide you and navigate you and love on you and send you that love and that light and that healing energy through this process. And if there's anything that I can do, that we can do to help you on this journey, please do not hesitate. But we family now, so you're not going to win. Plus, you have my middle name. So listen, we related without being related, but we family anyway. And so I'm just sending you so much love and light, beautiful. You're amazing, simply amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So much love. Everyone send some love in the chat to Miss Johnson. Thank you for sharing that and being vulnerable as well. We appreciate you. Also remember, when we cry, it's not always sad tears. Sometimes it's tears of joy. Sometimes it's tears of release. Sometimes it's alignment. Sometimes it's confusion. Sometimes we don't even know why we do it, but it's a necessary thing to start to grow, just like a plant. When you water yourself, you grow. I want to get to the poll as we close. Oh man, we got one more day. It feels like it went by so fast. I don't know how y'all feel, but y'all let me know. Did it feel like it went by so fast? Because we do have one more day. We have class tonight. It's going to be a special class tonight. By far, some of you, in fact, a lot of you are going to change your lives tonight. That's a fact. Now let me end the poll. Unfortunately, only 57% participation. I don't know why, but if you didn't participate in the poll, maybe you were at work. I don't know why, but once again, the way you do one thing is how you almost do everything. Some of us are not going to participate fully. It is what it is, but don't complain about the results you get from the work that you didn't do. Unfortunately, I will not be on Saturday, unless I'm doing a mindset reset, but yeah, I won't be out there Saturday. Here are the results. Let's share the results of the poll. So on day 4, when we talked about just building the environment around you, right? Which environment do you feel most productive in? Some of us said a few options. We said 50% right here said a quiet and a cozy space. That's not bad, but I want to know why. Tell me in the chat. I want to know why. In the chat, I want to know why. Someone said somewhere lively with energy, outdoors in nature. So as you can see, it's predicated on how you internalize the question, because it can be looked at many different ways. So when you say which environment do you feel most productive in, according to work, it could be a quiet, cozy space. According to rejuvenation, it could be outdoors in nature. According to spirit and liveliness, it could be somewhere with great energy. So I understand where we all place this, but it was 5% of people said they haven't found my space yet. I would encourage you to find that, because your environment dictates how you're going to produce. Like, you don't find orange trees in Brooklyn, New York for a reason. You find orange trees, you can find orange trees in Florida, because your environment will help you produce, and your environment will change you before you change it. So always think about that when it comes to working with people, building relationships, and just knowing even where you live. Some of us don't even like cold weather, but we live in cold weather states that is cold for 8 months out of the 12. So for 8 months, you're not being your best self because you live in a place that's not conducive to helping you produce the best results within happiness and self just off your environment. Come on, let's be honest. Somebody put something in the chat to let me know, because some of you probably not even thinking that way, where it's like, if you change your environment, you might just change who you are and what you produce. Let's move to the next question. Okay. How much more could you accomplish if you were consistently surrounded by driven, supportive people? Outstanding, not surprised by this, but an outstanding 55% of people said I would move way faster. Who did more work here in 4 days than you did in 4 months? Who learned more here in 4 days than you did in 4 months? Don't just say me because you think that's what I'm asking. I'm asking you for you to look at it and for you to understand and interpret it, not me. Okay, I'm just asking. All right, so don't lie to me. I don't need to be lied to. But that was the purpose of this, to help you move a lot faster and show you that with the environment, with the help, you can get to another level. Some people also said, which is 24%, said I finally stopped second guessing myself. Amazing. As we move to question 3, what would your dream growth environment include? Mentorship from someone who's done it, a group that pushes and supports you, a system of structure and strategy. 86% said all of the above. Tell me why. Let me know in the chat. Tell me why. I told you, nobody's going to do it like how we do it. I'm sorry. They're not going to care truly about how you feel and how you're operating, because most people just want the money. We're not doing this for the money. We do it for humanity, but it is going to cost to play the game. That's just how this works in life. Now, when you invest with the great environment, great people, you get a return on your investment. And you become the expert in your field, in your business. Question 4, which statement hits closer to home right now? I know I can't do this alone anymore. I'm tired of starting over every month. I know most of us feel like we start over every month, but we want to make sure we nip that in the bud, get that cleared away. I need clarity and accountability to stay on track. I'm ready for next level alignment. 39% of people said, I know I can't do this alone anymore. And 32% of people said, I'm ready for next level alignment. Tonight, you will get an opportunity to extend your stay here. That's up to you. That's really up to you. Remember, we don't need to sell you on anything. We're telling you what you can get and what you can do with it. You have to look at it and see if that's what you want. If we align with what you have going on, then hey, it's a fit. Let's make it work. If we don't, hey, at least we got to serve you. Thank you for being part of our challenge. If we helped you in any way, that's all we were looking to do anyway. Last question as we get ready to close. When you think about reaching your next level, what's the real cost of trying to figure it out alone? I should have put all of the above in here, but lost time, wasted energy, money spent on trial and error. We don't have to spend too much money at this point because we got YouTube University, right? But what we do get is missed opportunities, burnout. And some of us already know a lot of things. We just need that guidance. We need the direction. We need the community to help us move a lot faster. So as I stop sharing these results, just know once again, this is us, our feedback, your feedback. This is not made up thoughts. This is in real time. So with that being said, if you felt like you've gotten so much value from this week, I want you now to focus solely on creating a video and telling us what value you got from this week. Also, make a video and tell your biggest takeaway from today's session. Last but not least, if you do need some more tools, if you need a self-reflection tool, I have that for you. Just let me know, ask me for it, and we'll give you that link where you can do a self-reflection so you can communicate to yourself at a higher level, so you can start to communicate to other people, grow your business just like how we showed you on the whiteboard. All right, so ask that for me. Ask it for me inside the Telegram. Ask it inside the Telegram. That's how I'm gonna know if it's real. Because you can ask right now because I'm right here saying it. But if it's in your heart and you need it, you'll ask me in the Telegram and I'll be able to deliver that to you. All right. So as we come to the end, who's that doing the hair, getting the hair done? Who that? Renika, that's you? All right, let's go. I'll see you. Multitask, get it done. All right, that's cool. Everyone, come off of mute. Snap it up, clap it up. Today's been a brilliant day. We got class tonight. We got VIP. Please come in with your questions all ready to go. You are the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop. Nothing can stop you. It's all the way up. Let's have everybody off of mute. Go ahead, snap it up and
It's
clap
all
it
the way
up.
up. It's all the way up.
Thank you.
Blessed day.
Great
True. Thank you.
class.
Thank you.
Build it up,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Level
Thank
up.
you.
Level up.
Thank
Love you,
you.
everyone.
Blessings,
Level up, y'all.
everyone.
Level up.
Blessings,
Yay.
blessings,
Level
blessings.
up.
Have a good day,
Love it,
everybody.
brilliant,
Once we're
sir.
stuck in the
Thank
dark,
you.
then I
Thank
got my
you.
light. Came up from the dirt,
You're
took
the
a
best of the
couple
best.
tries.
Let's
No
go.
matter what, yeah, knew I was gonna be alright. Be alright. Life is like a movie. I'm the star of my story. The streets and the sweets, great credit, big business, investments. I've been loading love, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now, now I'm now, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now. I've been loading love, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now, now I'm now, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now, yeah. Tell me who as real as this. Took a while to find my niche. Had to build on my business. That money I invested in. New crib, big backyard, and neighbors can't even see who we are. No, I'm not the same as I was before. No, I'm not the same as I was before. It's like a movie. I'm the star of my story. The streets and the sweets, great credit, big business, investments. I've been loading up, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now, now I'm now, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now. I've been loading up, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now, now I'm now, yeah. Now I'm now, now I'm now.
I used to look at stuff like that. I was like, man, I want that. I don't.
Go out there and be
Me too.
amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. Go out there and do what you need to do. Let's go turn it up. See y'all later. Let's go. See you at the bank, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good one, everybody.